Hi, this is Coach B, and welcome to this podcast. So if you've been following yung mga recent posts ko po, no, we're talking about leadership as influence. And if leadership is influence, napag-usapan natin doon that character is one thing that would really play a big role. And if you're gonna ask me, one of the things that I'm really conscious about pagdating po sa leadership is this thing called character, because I've seen people who have reached a certain level of position, a certain level of title, a certain level of leadership, but then their character was not fit for that kind of level. And therefore, instead of being the one to, help out a lot of people given the position that they are in, it caused a lot more harm or a lot more trouble. So, napakahalaga po when a leader is able to assess the character, their character. Napakahalaga po nun, yung sarili po natin mismo. So, if you are in a position of leadership today, how is your character? There was one time in my ministry na na-assign po ako sa on a higher position doing something that was more than I was used to doing. And then I told one of my friends in the ministry, sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo, natatakot ako with this new position that I'm starting to do because I believe when one is given more power, all the more their character will be revealed. So, is our character ready for the kind of leadership that we are in today? The same thing with success. I believe that when people experience a success that is not at the same level or way, way higher than their level of character is able to receive or able to steward. Kasi yun po yung challenge eh. Kapag yung level of success ay hindi pantay doon sa character nila, yung character nila is pang this level of success lamang, and therefore they start to be overwhelmed. They are overcome by the success or by the position that they are in. And so what happens is nilalamon po sila nun. It's not gonna be so good for them. So, yun po yung isang bagay na binabantayan ko rin sa sarili ko because when we look at leaders and we see the kind of character that they have, ito yung magde-define din ng kind of leadership na meron po sila o na magkakaroon po sila. So if your character defines your leadership, ito siguro yung mga tatlong bagay na pwede po nating tignan doon. It will define the longevity of your leadership, the efficiency of your leadership, and the legacy of your leadership. So, looking at the longevity, ito po yung isang question na pwede nating tanungin. Even when you're gone, will people still follow you or what you have begun? Gaano katagal yung ministry po natin or yung leadership po natin? Would people still, honor the leadership that you have even when you're gone? Or hinihintay na lang ng mga tao na mawala yung leader para gawin nila kung ano talaga yung gusto nila o kaya kung ano yung tingin nilang tama? So this thing really happens, sometimes in business, sometimes, in the church, wherein napakaraming pagkakataon na people in the church sometimes don't have a voice and they could not say what they really want, to their leaders, with the wrong thinking of submission na whatever the leaders say must happen, must be done. But I believe in the church there must be conversations. They need to have there has to be this certain level of openness, of transparency, that we can talk with each other, not in a disrespectful or a dishonorable way, but in such a way where we can move towards in progress, right? So having a combined passion, not competition against each other, not trying to show who's the better leader or who's the better who's the better person in doing certain things or in leading, but instead allowing ourselves to really go together. Napakahalaga po nun when it comes to whatever organization that we are building and the things that we try to achieve. So the longevity of our leadership would be greatly impacted by our character. And at the same time, the efficiency, and kung titignan po natin, there would be some leaders who values results even more than relationships. They want to get results, but sometimes at the expense of relationships. And relationships are so important. Our relationships, of course, with our family, relationship with the people that we are working with. So as a leader, what is more important to you, the relationships that you have or the results that you want to achieve? I believe we need to be able to achieve results, but at the same time, really value the relationships that we have with people. Remember the last time that we talked about this, yung pong relationship natin, if the relationship is strong, then the leadership potential is also strong. So we value the relationship, and at the same time, as we do that, we can expect real results, right? And the beautiful thing about that is, even if those people that we are working with, they're not able to achieve the results that we want, because we have the real genuine relationship, we can deal with the mistakes that happened along the way. We can deal with the failure together, not in condemnation, not in trying to put down anybody, but instead we are able to deal with it together, because that's what leaders does. We are able to take them together, pick them up, pick people up from where they are, and get them from where they are at this point to the next level that they should be. And the next one is legacy. Yung legacy po, no, we're talking about the mark that you leave behind. What kind of mark do you leave behind sa buhay po ng mga tao that we get to serve as we are leading? Because I believe, genuinely, that leadership is about serving people. It's not about being served. Just like si Jesus, what he did was he came to serve and not be served. So I believe this is what leadership really is about. So what kind of impact, what kind of mark do you leave behind when people remember you as a leader? What do they talk about? When people remember you as a leader, what mark have you left in their hearts and in their lives? So, these things, longevity, efficiency, and legacy, I believe all these things would be able to, would be evident. These things would be evident in our leadership when we are able to take care of our character. We improve our character, we develop our character, we accept and admit when there are character flaws that we see in ourselves. And then, don't be that kind of leader that says, well, ganito na ako eh. Ito na yun eh. Wala na kayong magagawa doon. Well, maybe wala silang magagawa. But you, as a leader, you can do something about it. With the help of God, by God's grace, I believe that all of us can change for the better. So we believe it that as a leader, we can be better. And when we become better, we believe that everybody, is able to be, moved forward on the right path, on the right direction, with real, genuine care for one another. So leaders, your character is important. Thank you. Tune in again for the next podcast.